everyone, it's me again. After, another month, it seems like every time I try to film, I then lose steam, and before I know it, it's a month or 2 months later, but I'm here. For those who are new to my channel, my name is April K. I am an autistic woman, and I am an aspiring author. I've been an aspiring author since I was like 12, and I'm gonna be 34 this year, so that's kind of what this channel is. It's just me struggling to write, to finish things, to hold myself accountable. And yeah, I post writing vlogs. I am still kind of trying to find my style in terms of vlogs. I like talky vlogs like this, but I also like the non-talky vlogs that I have posted. Like my last, I think, 3 videos were non-talky vlogs. Either way, welcome to my channel. I'm happy to have you here. When I say that I am an aspiring author, I guess it's not entirely correct because I have self-published before. I self-published a young adult trilogy back in 2018, starting in 2018, and I just considered it a massive flop. I have love for it because it was like my baby for a long time, but I've since learned that writing young adult is just not for me. So I am now writing adult romance, adult spicy romance, and that is the thing. I am working on that now consistently. I will be rebranding my name, April K, as a romance author when the time comes. And yeah, so that's my little intro. Welcome to my channel. So this vlog in particular is going to be about Camp NaNoWriMo. It is March 27th, and Camp NaNoWriMo starts on Saturday, April 1st, which also happens to be my birthday, just fun fact. I have 5 days basically to finish what I'm doing now so that I can start what I want to start for Camp Nano, and that's what this video is about, just me telling you what's going on and what I'm planning, I guess. So in October, I wrote the first book in this, I'm calling it like my domestic werewolf smut series, because it is adult romance about a small town that is home to, like, secretly home to a pack of werewolves, but there's no big diabolical scheming, or there's no like werewolf hunters. These are just people that happen to be werewolves and are trying to live their lives, basically. It's weird. It's really, I don't know how I'm going to market it besides saying domestic werewolf smut. So that's what the basic premise is. So I wrote the first book in October. I wrote the second book for NaNoWriMo in November, and since then I have edited both into like readable first drafts, because I considered the very, very first drafts actually like 0 drafts, so to speak. So I edited both into first drafts, and now I am working, like for the month of March, I've been working on, I don't even know if the camera's gonna pick that up, but Phoenix is just having a ball, just scratching the wall. But for the month of March, I've been working on my second round of revisions for the first book, so I'm working on the second draft, basically. And first of all, I'm having a blast, and that is how I know that I feel like romance is more for me than young adult was, because I've never had this much fun writing. I've never felt so passionate about my stories. I think it's because I used to write a lot of fan fiction, and when I wrote fan fiction, it was romance and smut. Like, that's my thing. I like 2 hot characters who have amazing chemistry, who fall in love and have lots of hot sex. There's nothing wrong with that. But I guess for the longest time, I thought I could only write that for fan fiction, that I wasn't allowed to write original fiction like that. I couldn't do anything with it. But it seems like the times, they are a-changing. I went to Barnes & Noble, and the fact that I can literally buy this on the shelf at Barnes & Noble, that has rejuvenated me, because let me tell you, this is spicy. I do recommend it, although it does have some trigger warnings in the beginning. There's blood, there's gore, it's about vampires, But basically, all I'm trying to get at is, I opened up this book and it just went 0 to like 100 super fast in terms of smut. So that has made me feel a lot better with what I'm writing. So like I said, that's how I know that I feel like I've found my niche, because this is what I used to do for fan fiction, and the fact that I've found my groove doing it for original fiction, I'm just having a blast. So I'm super, super close to finishing the second draft of the first book. They're as of yet untitled. Let's see, I just finished chapter 23 yesterday. I broke my no writing on weekends rule to finish chapter 23. And there is, I think, 30 chapters plus an epilogue, so that's 31 chapters, we'll say. There's 9 chapters left that I am editing like chapter by chapter and then rewriting it as I edit them. So that is what I have to finish before Saturday to start Camp Nano, because for Camp Nano, I'm going to be writing the 0 draft for book 3 in this series, and I'm really excited about it because I've been thinking about these characters since I started writing book 1. That's the great thing about this series, is the more I work on books 1 and 2, it's like the more I'm fleshing out side characters that I then get really excited to write about in future books. So I actually have ideas for, you know, this 3rd book, a 4th book, and then I started fleshing out one of my characters that would be in the 5th book. So I essentially have 5 books planned in my head, not actually planned on paper, but I'm really excited. So yeah, Camp NaNoWriMo will be for the 3rd book in this series. Sorry, I really needed some coffee, but it is still so hot. But I need it. But yeah, so that's my plan. And today, actually, today's Monday. I took off work because we went to like a last minute house showing yesterday evening, and the house is like an hour and 30 minutes away. And, you know, we didn't really have any plans, so we had to rush out to this showing to look at this house. And it was like 8 o'clock by the time we were coming back to our area, and we had to stop and pick up some quick dinner. And so this is gonna sound, I'm so old. I go to bed around 7:30, 8 o'clock because I get up at 3 in the morning for my job. But we didn't go to bed until like 9:30 last night. And I know that doesn't sound like a big difference, but I could not open my eyes this morning, so I didn't want to drive like that. So, you know, I just called out today. And I'm taking time off for my birthday. I have a couple of days off, like starting Friday, and then I'll be back on like next Wednesday. So it's not a lot of time, but I feel so bad because I'm taking time off. But either way, it's Monday, I took off. It is currently 11:30. Maintenance is supposed to come and fix our utility closet, which has been leaking when it rains, and that's super fun, and maintenance is always on top of things, but can't sit around waiting for them to come all day. So what today is for these stories, I have been using the Romancing the Beat method, which, Phoenix is destroying things. Gremlin. But I've been using Romancing the Beats, which is a book/plot structure that was coined by Gwen Hayes. If I remember, I will try to link the book down below. I love it. I think it's great, and it really helps me focus. My problem has always been I try to write these big sprawling stories, but also I'm obsessed with romance, so I will put in a lot of romance too. But at the same time, like if I'm writing a story where a person overthrows a corrupt government and I focus too much on the romance, what is the point of the main plot? But the Romancing the Beat sheet helps me to focus on the romance itself, and I don't get bogged down by the big plot. So I've been using that for these stories. I've used it, I guess, successfully twice now. And I have the, like a rough beat sheet for book 3. And the way I've been doing things is I will handwrite the beat sheet, and then I will type it up in my Scrivener document so that I have it with me at all times, and also like I can expand on beats. And this was just quick handwriting, you know, and I didn't want to write a ton of shit, but if I'm typing it, I can essentially write a bit more. So my goal today is to just get these 20 beats written up so that I will have a workable beat sheet, because I'm using that as my main outline, so to speak. And I do outline chapter by chapter. Before I start each chapter, I will outline it, but my beat sheet is like my skeleton, and without my base, I have nothing. Oh, Phoenix, why must you do this? Is why I'm never having kids. But yeah, so that is what today is. I have my iPad, and I'm just going to open up my Scrivener document and type up and potentially expand on these beats. I'm really, really excited about their story. Like in book 1, the characters meet for the first time and fall in love, and in book 2, the characters are really good friends, and one has been kind of pining for the other one, and the other one eventually realizes that she likes him too, and they fall in love. And book 3, this couple were together 4 years ago from this story, and they were great together, but one of my characters, her hang-ups are just really crazy bad, and she ended up leaving the small town they live in, but life circumstances have forced her back to this town, and the chemistry is still there. They genuinely love each other. So this story is about them kind of rediscovering their spark and falling in love again and having lots of hot sex. So that's what this is. And yeah, I'm gonna jump into typing it up. Okay, so I finished typing up my beat sheets and kind of expanding on different beats, and I also was even able to, like usually this comes after my zero draft, but when I was doing the beat sheet, I already kind of came up with like a rough timeline, so to speak, because if I don't have a timeline, I will say like, you know, that something happened on Saturday, but then I'll say that something else happened on, you know, Saturday too, and so it's like, did a whole week pass between that? So it's like, I need a timeline, especially these are werewolves, so they might not have this big diabolical plot, but there is full moons that they have to be conscious of, so I'm having to keep a timeline, so I'm not saying that a full moon happened here and then like 2 chapters later there's another full moon. It wouldn't make sense. So I was able to, after each beat, essentially say like around about what day it happened so that I'm able to keep it on track. It is 3,213 words, not bad for an outline. I may go through this and like further edit and make it a little more readable, because there were moments when I would have a thought in my head and I would say things like, maybe this happens, maybe blah blah blah, like, you know, to give myself, you know, future me reading this like an idea of what I was thinking when I came up with the scene ideas. Yeah, I'm really happy with it, and I'm really excited to write this story. These characters, I already love them, and it's funny because one hasn't even been featured in any of them because, like I said, she had moved out of town in this universe, in this lore. She moved out of town before any of these stories began. And the love interest, Solomon, he pops up here and there in the first 2 books, but I haven't really had a lot of time to kind of develop him because obviously he's a side character. But with this beat sheet, this outline, I already love him and I can't wait to write him and his love story. So yeah, I'm feeling super excited, super productive. What was it, like 11:30 when I started? It is almost 1 o'clock. It's like 12:54. So yeah, I feel really good, and I feel confident working explicitly on the second round of revisions for book 1 up until Camp Nano, because I have this when Camp Nano gets here, because that's all I really wanted, was to have a workable outline before April 1st, and I do, so I'm really happy about that. My boyfriend, he got home from a job that he had today. He had a package coming today. He told me about it, and it had come. Turns out it was an early birthday present for me, and so he, you know, he said, do you want to open it first? I was like, no, I'll wait till my birthday. But then he said that he was worried I was just gonna buy it myself, and so that he felt more comfortable if I opened it. And it's the collector's edition of Six of Crows, which I think I may have mentioned on my channel that the Six of Crows duology is my favorite like book series. It's my favorite duology. I love Six of Crows, Kaz Brecker, and Inej Gaffa. Is that how you say her name? They're my favorite characters, and I love Lee Bardugo, and I was lamenting that this wasn't available at Barnes & Noble the last time we went, so he went and ordered it for me, and it's so cool, and I'm so excited, and he's already won my birthday, and it's not even my birthday. So yeah, it is 1 o'clock, and I'm ready to go eat some lunch, and I'm just happy that this all worked out. I was listening to my playlist for this series, and I'm just feeling really good about my switch to adult romance. I was worried at first because I thought, what if this isn't it? What if, again, I'm just trying too hard to mimic other people and to be what I think I want to be, which is an autistic trait, you know, unfortunately. But the passion I feel for this universe and these characters, like, and just how much fun I'm having, I really feel like this is it. This is what I'm meant to do. And I've only had a few people read the first, like, draft of book 1, and they liked it, so I feel a little happy about that. I guess the real question is, do they like it enough, you know, that they would spend money on it if it was on Amazon? But, you know, they liked it. One of my friends, Carla, she sent me such a sweet message on Instagram. Like, I screenshotted it. Like, it was like 3 different messages because of the character limit. So I screenshot it, you know, the whole message, just so I could like refer to it later when I'm feeling shitty. And it just feels really good. I feel just happy with my writing lately, and it's strange. It's a wholly new experience to just always be happy with my writing. Like, there are days when I'm really tired and I don't feel like doing it, and I allow myself to take a break, but for the most part, I wake up every day excited to work in this universe. And I'm having other ideas for different stories, but 2 novels in, planning the 3rd one, and I don't feel the need I used to always feel to follow the shiny new plot bunnies. Like, I am happily enjoying this universe. I don't need to run off and chase the new high of a new idea, and that was something I always dealt with in the past when I was writing YA. So I don't know, I'm feeling happy, and I'm really happy to be able to share that with you guys, and hopefully in a few months I will be able to share more with you, because I do plan to self-publish book 1 as soon as I think it's strong enough and, you know, has been through enough editing that I feel like it's the best version of this story. So hopefully, you know, that will come within a few months, and until then, I'm happy to have you here following my journey with the rest of this series, and I'm hoping to vlog during the month of April, kind of maybe weekly vlogs to follow my progress with book 3, and I hope to have you all along for the ride. And yeah, sorry about my jaw clicking. I feel like I haven't heard my jaw click this much in a long time, so if you can hear it, I am so sorry. I have TMJ and the symptoms pop up very, very randomly. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. What do you plan on working on for Camp Nano if you're participating? If not, you know, what are you working on now? And what are your goals for the next quarter? Because God, we're already in quarter 2 of 2023 soon. That's wild. Yeah, let me know down below, you know, let's talk. I'm always excited to hear about other people's writing. It always motivates me and inspires me, and I'm just really happy to have this community. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and I will see you in my next video.